and welcome to DiceTillDawn and my full playthrough of Nations the Dice game. And I will be doing a solo playthrough and explain most of the rules and how to play, and also some of my thought processes on what I'm thinking and why I'm doing things. But the game is almost set up. Hope you can see everything here. Here is my player board. I'm playing Rome, but all the other civilizations are similar, so sadly they don't have any special abilities. But I do start with 5 dice, which come from each of these buildings and axemen and farms I have, so one for each. And also I get 1 gold and 1 reroll token. I will explain those soon. And my opponent is just an AI which is controlled by this die, and it only collects books and might hamper my scoring a bit. But it doesn't have any board, or it doesn't do much. But it might take tiles from the board away and might score more books than me. That's pretty much it. So you're just trying to get a high score, and you can in the end compare your score to the Hall of Fame score here. Okay, so first of all, the game is played in 4 ages, and all of the ages have their own stack of tiles. I've already shuffled these. There are more than are needed in a game, so I will only see some of these. Then there are events. I haven't actually chosen the events yet, but let's pick 1 for each age. That's for first, fourth, and third, and let's take that one for second. So there are again 3 of each event, so they might change a bit in each game. But let's now stack these here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'll put them to the side. And the game has 4 different dice, as you can see here. The white one is the generic die, I guess, which has all of the basic functions. So a die is for military power, book is for cultural books, and you score points for them mostly. Gold is obviously to buy tiles from the board, and stone is for building the wonders, and food is for satisfying the famine on the board perhaps, and again gold. So each of these dice are actually explained in the dice overview. Maybe you can see that here if it focuses a bit. Anyway, so you can check out how often everything is on the die. So this is the basic die which has everything, but then you can gain other dice from buildings and military forces and stuff like that. So the red die is the military die. It basically just has 3, 2, 2 and 1 sword, 1 food and 1 stone. So it can't generate gold and books. And then there's the commerce die, I guess. It has a lot of gold and food, nothing else. And then there's the, I guess, technology die or something like that, which has the books and stone. 2, 2 and 1, and 1, 2 and 3 books. So these are pretty different, and they change your game quite a bit, and you can't get all of them during the game. So hopefully you can see it in here how they change the game, and they might change your strategy during the game. And in a solo game, both players start with 1 book, including the AI, which is green. I'm red, and the AI might get more books soon, and you will see that. And also we have 0 victory points. And now let's populate the board. In a solo game we use 3 columns of tiles. So here are the tiles for H1, and the rest are not used in the game, so they can just safely be discarded to the box. Also, here's my die rolling box. Hope you can see that one also. Okay, so what do we have here? There are different colors of tiles, as you can see. The green ones are colonies you can conquer with military power. The yellow ones are leaders. You can only have 1 leader at a time. And the brown ones are actually wonders. you can only have one under construction at times, but you can build as many as you can during the game, but only one at a time. And the blue ones are actually the upgrades to your basic buildings. It doesn't matter which one you upgrade, so they are generic in that sense, which is kind of a shame, but they do give some, they do give the new die, so it's always fun. Okay, and the AI is, as I said, represented by only this die and stuff like that. So, what do you do on a turn? Well, first of all, we draw a new tile, so the event I mean, and the tiles. And the first event is this one. This means that at the end of the round, if we have one extra food we haven't used, we get 1 victory point. And if we have 2 extra swords, we get 1 victory point. And so we can't use those dice if we want these. But these aren't mandatory, so you don't lose anything if you can't do this, but it's just to gain something. And also you can only do this once, so even if I had 2 food left over, I would still get only 1 point. So this was the event, and as part of the solo game, as soon as an event is drawn, you also roll the number of blue die equal to the age. So first age, and the AI will get that many books. Let's see what happens first. Okay, we were lucky. So, stones, so no books. We are still tied at 1 book each. Okay, that was the basic setup. And during your turn, you have actually 3 possibilities of an action. You can, first of all, buy a tile from the board, or you can build your wonder if you already have it here under construction, or you can reroll if you have these reroll tokens. So, but let's roll our dice first, obviously. Okay, so let's see what we got. So, now we have, these are basically considered as a die in almost all sense, but not all. I will explain that later. Okay, so we always take the first turn when we are playing the solo game, so I have this one here. And now, there are 2 ways to get tiles from the board, obviously, because the colonies, this means this 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, means how much of this thing do you need. So, for everything that has this gold icon, you pay money for, and if they have this sword, you have to conquer them. So, what shall we do? I really like the new dice, obviously, and this 1 sword is kind of useless because I would need 2 for the event. So I think I will try, let's go military. So I will spend 1 gold. The spent things are put here to remind you that you have used them, and I will actually buy the elephant. And now what happens is that I put this elephant and cover one of my earlier buildings or things, and I will cover the axeman. And when I cover something, I have to get rid of the thing it provided me. So I have to get rid of a white die. But I can take the one I just used. So I will get rid of the white die, and I get a red die. And the cool thing is I can immediately roll it. Okay, so there's 2 swords. That's better. Okay, now we have done our 1 action, and now we just roll the d4 for the AI. Okay, the AI rolled a 2. So that means it removes the lowest cost tile on that column. So sadly Hindu Kush, which I was just about to conquer, is now lost. It's out of the game. The AI doesn't get it, and it doesn't get any points for it or anything. It just removes it from the game. Okay, so again it's our turn. So after each of our actions, the AI die is rolled. So I was really thinking of conquering the Hindu Kush with this 1 sword. Now we do have 3 swords, so we could conquer Israel or Babylonia, and that is tempting, but I also would like to get this 1 point with these 2 swords. So, also the Hanging Gardens is interesting because it would give us a food token. That would actually be 1 point also, and we do have one sword, stone. So I am actually tempted to do that. Yeah, let's do that. I will spend, actually, this is the commerce die which usually gives money, so let's take a risk. I will spend one and take the brewery first. So again, I can cover something, I have to get rid of a white die, but I get a yellow die, and now I will roll it. Okay, we got a food, not so good. And the AI's turn. Again a 2, so this theorem is removed from the game. Okay, I was really hoping to get gold with this, because I would have been able to buy the hanging gardens. Okay, one more thing you can do at any point is you can change 2 die into 1 gold, 1 stone, or 1 food. But you can't change these tokens, so I can't, for example, change these to gold or stuff like that. And, well, I could use these to change to 1 gold, and I would have 2 to get the gardens, but I really want this book. So maybe I will use the sword and the food. So 2 dice to change to 1 gold. You don't get any token or anything, it's just for this use. And also another gold. So that's 2 gold, and I will buy the hanging gardens. Okay, and the AI's turn. And now it's a 3, so it removes the Hatshepsut. Okay, and now I'm running low on actions, so I think I will use this 1 stone, because here is the cost, to build in the left corner 1. So 1 stone, you have to build it at the same time. So if it had a cost of 3, I would have to spend 3 at the same time. I couldn't build it in stages. So after it's finished, I will slide it here, and in the end it's worth 1 victory point, and it immediately gives me a food token. Okay, that was great. So let's roll the AI. Okay, that's almost... Let's try again. Okay, 2. So Babylonia is out of the game. Okay, and now I think we are close to ending the first age already, because I don't want to, I can't use this for anything, and it's worth 1 point. These 2 swords are actually also worth 1 point, and this also. So actually 2 points. I will explain that later, and I don't really want to re-roll any of them. So I will pass, and in a multiplayer game the others would get turns, but in a solo game obviously there's only me, so we will go straight on with the round. And the first thing we do after the action phase is we produce and score books. So for each book icon you haven't used in any way, you can now use it. I will use it to gain 1 book, and now I'm at 2 and the opponent is at 1. And then you score books equal to the number of players are behind you. But in a 1 or 2 player game you get 2 points, because there's only 1 player. So with only this 1 book I actually now score 2 victory points, which is great. Okay, and after that we check for famine. It's this event here. So again I will use 1 food and gain 1 victory point. And after that we would check for player order, and it's determined by the number of swords left unused. So this doesn't count. And of course in a single player game I'm always the first player, but in a multiplayer game the player order could now change. And after that we cover the war. So 2 swords is 1 point. I will now use 2 swords and get 1 more point. Not a bad start, I guess. And after all that is done, we go on to the second age. And the event is removed, and a new one is drawn. I will actually remove these 2. And as soon as this is drawn, we will now roll 2 blue die for the AI. Now that's much better for the AI. That's 3 books. So we now give the green player 1, 2, 3 books. So there's some catching up to do for us now. And we go on to the H2 stack and replenish the tiles. There we go. And we get everything returned to us and we re-roll our dice. That's an awful roll, I guess. But yeah, let's see what happens. I think, first of all, I think I will try to save these because they are worth 2 victory points. The stone is useless at the moment, but I could get the Moai statues to get that one. One book is pretty useless. This food is useless. One sword. I would conquer Saharan trade, but as you maybe can remember, there are actually 2, 2 and 3 swords. And if I could get 2 swords, I would also get 2 victory points. So all of these are kind of useless to me. And also I would like to maybe get more dice, but there's no risk of losing these at this moment because the AI will always take the earlier. So I will actually use my reroll now, first time. And I will actually reroll all of these. This was a one sword, sorry, but I was going to reroll them anyway. So I will reroll all these dice, and it's even worse. Okay, well, let's see. Let's roll for the AI, and that's a 4. So you can now change the difficulty of the AI. You could now either reroll it or just have a free turn. I think we will make this a bit more challenging and reroll all the 4s. So that's a 1. And the Moai statues are now gone, so no chance to get them anymore. So I'm thinking I really would like to get either of these or maybe a leader. There's 2 more rerolls is great. And the porcelain tower is not bad either. This is again useless. This is useless. Still no blue dice here. That's not good. I really like those because I'm now really falling behind on books and I really can't catch up with these ones. And I think I will actually use this sword to conquer the Saharan trade, because it gives me 1 stone and the wonders can be great in the end. So that's my action, and now let's roll. That's a 4 again, so let's re-roll, and that's a 1. So no sense in worrying about the guild hall anymore again. Okay, so the longships is pretty much the only thing I can get, and I think I want it, so I will spend 1 gold and these 2 die to get 1 more gold. So that's 2 gold and I will buy the longships. And now that's interesting. What happens is I will again cover quarry and I can now remove, I have to remove 1 white die even though I'm gaining 1 also. So now I get to reroll a white die and a red die. Let's hope for 2 swords. Great. And a book. But now let's roll for the AI. That's a 2, so Anna Komnene is lost. Okay, so now we can actually manage the war also. So that is great. We do have 2 stone, but if only this was a gold, we could actually get the porcelain tower and build it also. We are really running out of options here. It's either do we want to use these to get the tower for next round, or do we want this 1 book now? I think we don't, so because I want to save these. These are worth 4 victory points. So I will use these as a 1 gold and get the porcelain tower under construction. I know I can't build it this turn, but at least it's there. So it's time for the AI. That's a 2, doesn't do anything because the column is already empty. And now it's our turn and we don't really have much to do because I'm saving these. This one stone isn't enough and you can't build it in like phases. So we are actually ready again, and that's a pass. And again, we will first produce and score books. Okay, as you can see now, I'm actually down, so the AI gets 2 points, even though these points don't really matter, so you don't really have to count them anyway. So, yeah, I was at 4, sorry, I had slipped that a bit. And then it's the famine, and I will actually use 3 food to get 2 victory points. And then it would be the player order, but it's always the same. So it's the war and 2 swords to get 2 more points. And that's it for the second age. And this event is removed, as are these tiles. And now we go on to the third age, which is very interesting already because there are 2 dice now of the good colors, so let's see what happens. And all these are replenished, and we have to now roll 3 blue dice. This might be ugly for us. And it is. That's 5 books for the AI. This is kind of a lucky thing here, because if you just roll the stones, you will get easy points. As I did yesterday, I played 1 game, so I always kept 1 ahead of the guy pretty easily and gained 8 points during the game. So this is wingy, but then again you are just playing yourself, so it doesn't really matter. It's just for fun anyway. And it does feel kind of like thematic in a sense, because the AI doesn't work the same way. It doesn't get 1 every turn or something. It might get 0 or quickly 7, so you really have to catch up if you want to compete on those. But yeah, let's fill the board. And again, no blue dice. So I think I'm glad I didn't leave that 1 book, because I have no chance on catching up the AI anymore. So this is what also changes the more players you have. When you're playing a 4-player game, you get 1 more column, and then there would be more tiles available. As you can see, there's 2 of these 2 blue die, but it seems I won't be getting any blue dice in this game. But they are great, and they would be great in the 4th age, because at the 4th age there are a lot of wonders and they are worth a lot of points. So we will have to make do some other way. Okay, so now we roll our dice. Doesn't look too bad, but doesn't look too good either. Okay, I think we can manage somehow. Okay, we start. So first of all, I want more dice. So, and I think I will need more of the commerce die now. I'm hoping of getting both of these, but let's see what the AI does. So I will spend 1 and get the sawmill, and I will cover my temple and remove 1 white die, and I will get 2 of the gold die and get to roll them immediately. Okay, that's more money. Okay, and now the AI, and let's hope it doesn't roll a 3. Great, that's a 2. So Uranibor is gone. But now we can actually do what I wanted to do and spend another white to get the frigate and remove this white and get 2 red. And now we want a lot of swords to conquer as many colonies as possible. Not really the best of the best, because as you can remember, these can provide 3 and we haven't got a single 3 with these. But yeah, it is what it is. So AI, okay, Quebec is gone already. So now we have to consider on what to do, and I think we have 1 stone, so I think we will actually want to conquer Brazil, because we could get another stone. That would be nice, because we don't have any blue dice. So I will use 2 swords to conquer Brazil and get another stone token, which is great. Okay, and also 1 victory point in the end. So let's roll for the AI, and Gremlin is gone. And then our turn. I think, do we want still even more of the... I don't really know if we want more of these. I think I will re-roll at this point because I really want to more of these swords. I think I will re-roll these 2 swords at least. And actually I do have 1, 2 and 3 food when I finish this, so I don't really have to re-roll these because those would only give me food or money, and there's plenty of money already. So let's just re-roll these 2 and hope we get more than 2 now. I'm hoping for 1 3 and 1 2 maybe. Okay, 3 and 1. Not quite what I was hoping for, but we'll see. And let's see what the AI does. 4, so let's re-roll. 4 again. And a 1. So terrace farming is gone. So now we have a choice. We could conquer Aztec Empire, but we would only have 3 left. And that's not good because we would need 4 to get 3 victory points. And you can't change 2 dice to a sword. Or a book for that matter. So, well, let's just build the porcelain tower for now, with our 2 stone and 2 points at the end and another food token. So that covers our famine for the round. And let's roll. That's a 2, so okay, Aztec Empire is gone anyway, so no sense in worrying about that. But let's buy the Taj Mahal just because we can. And now the AI doesn't have to roll because there's nothing to remove anyway. So, do we want to do something is the point here. I don't think we have anything we can do. We can't generate enough stones for this now. Okay, yeah, we'll pass again. So first we produce and score books. No, and the AI gets 2 points because we don't get any books. Then there's the famine. I will now spend 3 food and get 3 points. 1, 2, 3. 10 would be the player order, but there's no. And then I would use 4 swords. So that's 4. And get 3 more points. 1, 2, 3. And then it's time for the last, final 4th age. So let's remove the event and draw a new one. And again, roll 4 dice for the books. But as you can see, we are out of that game. And that's 7 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and the last tiles. So there are no new dice in the last age. As you can see, the blue building there only has 1 victory point, and the leaders also have just only victory points. So let's hope we can buy some leaders and buildings and maybe conquer some tiles, because we can't really build many of the wonders. There are 5 of these stones, so we can't generate much stone. Although we do have the 2, which is nice, but we already also have Taj Mahal here. So that's everything set up. Let's roll our dice. There's quite a few dice here already. Okay, doesn't look too good. Well, let's see. So we would need 5 swords. Actually, there's already 4 food. That's great. So we can actually cover that one already. And we could actually build the Taj Mahal also. But then we wouldn't be able to match the war. But Taj Mahal is worth 5 points, so that's more than the sword worth. That is anyway. So we don't have to use that now because the AI can't steal that from us. So I think we will actually use these 2 swords to conquer India and 1 more point for that. And now the AI, that's a 4, so a reroll, and that's a 1. So let's remove the Statue of Liberty. Okay, and now we have a lot of money and we want, I think we want Marie Antoinette. So let's buy her. And that's our first leader, so we don't have to replace anything. If we had a previous leader, we would have to remove it now and just use this one. But that's two more points in the end. And the AI and a reroll. And again, the British Museum is gone. Okay, now it's us. And we have 4 more money left. And that's the only thing pretty much we can get this game. So let's use... Actually, let's use the token if there's some reason later, but that's 3 money and let's buy the Dreadnought. And now we have to cover one of these earlier buildings, so I think I will cover the elephant and of course I will now lose a red die, but doesn't matter because I had already used it. And this elephant is out of the game. And now we get 1 point. And the AI. That's 2, so Algeria is gone. And we are closing the end also. I don't really want to... Well, let's just build the Taj Mahal. That's 4 stone and 5 more points in the end. And the AI, that's a 3, so MIT is gone. And we save those, 1 money. Yeah, that's it, we will pass. So, these aren't needed anymore. And now we just do the books and scoring again. And books, yeah, no points for us. 2 for the guy. And 10 famine. We can actually match the famine again. That's 4. And in the 4th age, it's actually 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And player order doesn't matter. We don't have any swords, so we can't match the war. And then we just do final scoring. And that's only just to count the points in your area. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 11, 13. Yeah, that's 13. So 1, 2, 3, 31 points. And that's our final score. And now we can compare it to the Hall of Fame chart here. Hope you can see this maybe. Here's the Hall of Fame. So 30 points is Saladin, 30 or more. And I actually got 37 yesterday, and I think that's my record. But the thing I missed here was that I just didn't get these book points, but I did get the first one, which was nice. And also the blue dice are great for the wonders, but I did make quite a few points in the last era anyway, so it wasn't all bad. But this is the game. The solo game is just, I think it works well. It's just quick, fun and easy. I like these dice a lot. They are awesome quality and look great. And it's just very quick to play, as you can see. I explained everything and I think this was still about 30 minutes. And just great. The multiplayer is nice, and I think 2-player might be the best, because the 3-player is very tight, because there's the same amount of tiles in a 2-player game than a 3-player game. And 4-player is maybe also pushing the limit a bit, because even though we get 1 more column, there's actually 4 players, so it gets very tight. Which is not bad in a sense, but you can really get some more bad luck in a sense, I guess. But all in all, I really like the game, as I've said earlier. Sorry, my iPhone ran out of memory there, and I'm just back to give you a brief final thoughts. And well, this is just a light, quick and fun dice roller. It's not a deep strategic civilization builder, so if you want that, it's not here. But I think there's some great feeling and theme here with these tiles like the Statue of Liberty and all the others, and the dice are of great quality and they are very cool to roll, and they really push you to different like playing styles, even though they are pretty generic, the tiles and stuff like that. But for a 20-25 minute game for 2 players, this is just great. And I just really enjoy playing this almost every single time. This is just always fun, and almost every single time I want to play again immediately. So that was Nations the Dice game.